John, you talked about how Mississippi State inside the way they dominated around the rim. Was that just a toughness issue, or was Mississippi State doing things to get the ball inside on you easily?
We had worked for a few days about sitting on the post, basically fronting the post. And in the first half, we just stood behind the post. And we don't weigh enough. We're not tough enough. So they would turn shoulders into you, elbows into you, move you, and just lay the ball in. We're not, he weighs 260. Our guy weighs 195. And so we said, you got to sit on him. You got to get around. You got to, what happened in the second half was we started switching ball screens. So when you watch what was happening, they were going ball screen. We just switched everything and had our bigs guard their guards and our guards guard their big until we could switch back. And that's where we made a run on them. But in the first half, they were driving it down and throwing it to the post. Our guards got beat on the dribble, and then they were dropping balls to the post, and we were standing behind. The other one is they rebounded. So when you talk about how they scored, they probably scored 7-8 baskets by just offensive rebounding where we just couldn't come up with balls.
Michael Bennett, go ahead.
John, it seemed like the first half you obviously got out-rebounded, out-replayed in the paint, and Mississippi State was just owning it, and there was no sense of urgency on the team. I'd like to know what you said at halftime to totally turn this around, and then what did you say after the game was over and the disappointing loss?
At halftime, the staff was going crazy a little bit. I walked in, I said, just stop. This ain't about us. This is, if they want to do this, they'll fight. And we're going at you in the post. And you're going to either prove you're tough enough or you're not. We talked about, do you understand that if we get this close, you're going to watch a different game? I talked about, all right, I'm starting Dante this half. Jacob, he's just too physical a game for you. Can't play in this game. And so now we went with him, and the team was kind of jacked that we did it. But the reality of it is we fought. We threw it into the post. We weren't trying to shoot jumpers. We're coming at you just like you're coming at us. And then a couple things. And then after the game, I just said, look, I'm just going to go two things. One, the two plays that they ran in a row for the three that we did not speak, not one word. And then when they did it a second time, you didn't have to speak. You knew what was coming, and you still let them get the shot off. I said, now, the way you fought, the way you came back, man, I'll tell you what. I can't begin to tell you how it made me feel to watch you do that. I said, but again, what you're going to learn in this sport, if you physically can't do it, then you're not going to be able to do it. So you can skills, bounce it, do your thing. If you physically can't do it, you can't do it. And this was a great lesson. And sometimes you can physically do it, and I'd rather not because it's kind of rough and guy hits my body. So I'm just going to push instead of wedge. He drives. I'm going to back away from him and give it. If I have to offensive rebound, he may touch me. So I'm going to stay out here. Okay. But here's the point. Either you play that way or not this sport. This sport is a man's sport. And the way they played in the first half, and we gave ourselves a chance, and, But that's, and then I just thought, and then the only other thing I talked about is academics. It's time to finish the term, and it's not an option here. You finish the term, and you get with Mike Stone and you line whatever up you got to line up, but you finish the term.
Gary Graves, finish us off.
Yeah. Cal, you were talking about the comeback. I mean, how encouraging is it for you with this roster to see, even though you're down, by double digits, but they come back and make it a game? I mean, going forward, I know it's too soon.
No, I'm sorry. I coach at Kentucky. No. I'm happy for them that they fought to get back in it. We had a chance to win. And if you noticed, me or the staff, none of us stopped. We didn't stop coaching. We're doing everything we can to give them a chance to win. Here's the problem. We're not on the court, and they've got to finish things off. You have to make winning basketball plays. I'm not shooting a shot that cannot be rebounded. I'm not. I'm either getting fouled or I'm making a basket. Or I shoot it and we rebound it. I'm not taking something that we can't. And on defense, they're not beating us at the foul line. We've had it happen how many times now? They're going to have to make a basket, not free throws. And we foul. That's not winning basketball. But no, I'm the coach at Kentucky. One, being in the game, being down at half, no, I'm not happy. How they fought, I'm happy for them to get them to understand. It's a great lesson for them. This season was a lesson for them. Hopefully, if they self-evaluate, they know where they are as an individual player. They also know this is a team game. If you don't play together, you can't win. And again, you know, I feel bad for them. They did not get to experience Kentucky. Now, you and I know if we got up 5 in a normal season, how many people would have been in this building? 17,000 out of 19 would have been Kentucky people. And then you finish off the game. What would have happened for Dante? Just the same thing that happened for Davion the other night, where he made all those shots. This place would have been going. They didn't get to experience it. They only experienced the other side. You lose here, you struggle at home. Come on, man. We lost, what, 4 or 5 home games or more? We don't lose at home. We haven't lost that in my entire time here. This experience for them, they've been cheated. But you know what? I'll say this. They could have taken better advantage of the opportunity that was here playing-wise. And I wish I could have helped them more. I wish I could have done more. I wish I could have thought of different things. But I will say, you know, I walk away knowing that the staff and I, we worked and never stopped for these kids. And it was about them. We never took it personal. I'm not looking at it like my record. I don't care about that. I don't care what my record is forever. I don't care. This is about how do we help kids? How do we get them prepared for life, for basketball, for life after basketball? How do we get them prepared as a man, as a father, as a husband? How do we do this? What do we do together to do this? And I think these kids were cheated in one way and weren't cheated in another way. Going through this is one of the great life lessons that they're going to have, that they survived it and they had their chance. If we win this, who knows what could have happened? You know what? They had their chance. And when you let stuff go, you learn to fight more. Somebody's going to die, them or us. Well, you must be okay if it's you, because you're going to take a shot or you're going to foul, or you must have been okay that it was you to die. My teams historically played like if they lost, they were going to the electric chair. This team did not. Times we did, but maybe physically, you know, we weren't capable of that. But you know what? Here's what I would say. For them to play how they started that game and then to play the second half the way they played says something about them. They never quit on anything. They didn't quit one time this year. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.